The trans community has been under relentless persecution. Naturally, that's kindled controversy, debate, and hate going in both directions. In a world of extremist takes and high-budget douchebaggery, I wanted to offer something different, yet familiar and simple. This is an interview of a trans woman, and her story is no lesser or grander than mine or yours. But it's that exact reason why her story finds significance in this video here today. Because sometimes, to understand a larger picture, we need to look at the individual details. This is Aria May. So when did you realize transitioning was a path that suited your needs?
That would be my very last year of high school, which was about 7 years ago now. First, I was very closed off to the idea, but now I've become more comfortable with who I am over time.
Was it general stigmas or fears that led to your reluctancy, or was there something else, if you'd be comfortable in sharing?
Yeah, I think it was the groups that I was around in high school. They weren't very, I would say, accepting of anybody under like the LGBTQ people. Like, they weren't very open to that. So I think it was more of a fear of being rejected by those groups, and so I tried to ignore it, if that makes any sense.
So did you like stop hanging out with those people, or what happened with that?
Yeah, I pretty much haven't talked to any of those people in like 5 years plus. I only have 2 friends left from high school, and they've been nothing but supportive of me. So I'm very appreciative of that.
Sick. Okay. And so the others, did they find out ever, or did you just kind of cut them out of your life and cut your losses?
One of them found out, and then that caused some others to find out, and then that's kind of what pushed a lot of them away, which in the end, looking back, it really wasn't worth it to keep people like that around that aren't going to accept me for who I am.
At least you broke out of that. A lot of people kind of stick with those groups and rely on their acceptance for literally the rest of their lives. So, I mean, good on you for getting out of that shit.
Yeah, I'm happy I was able to escape that environment.
What was it like dealing with the realization that you were trans, especially with the situation of your friends and social groups?
For some people, it can be a joyous, like happy, like, oh, I realize, like, it's a realization, like, oh, like I'm happy about this, but I was just overcome with fear because of friend groups and certain parts of family, and just my area overall, like the area that I live at overall is not very happy with people like me. So I wasn't comfortable coming out at first, but then those 2 friends that I had talked about and my sister were really big supporters of mine, and still are. I owe it to them to for helping me become a little bit more comfortable.
So you said you found out in like the latter year of your high school career. So was there any indications before then, or any like key moments in your life that you could contribute the realization to?
This one sticks out to me. I had asked my sister like a long time ago. I was like, because at that time I was kind of questioning a lot of things, and me and my sister are very open with each other, and we can tell each other anything. And I remember asking her, like, is it okay to like girls, but I also want to be a girl at the same time? And she was like, well, that just sounds like you want to transition. I don't know. And I didn't really even know that was like an option for me at the time, because of the environment we grew up around. But she was like, yeah, I think this just sounds like this. And I went, wait, what? And then from there, I kind of started looking more into it, and then I realized, and then that's when I realized.
So what are some key struggles you face in your day-to-day life now, outside of the realm of clearly some lesser than ideal friends, etc.?
I'd say for me, my biggest thing right now and it's actually how I found your channel. Was I'm really self-conscious about the way that I sound, because it does not match my appearance, so to speak. Like it's been really bothersome to me recently. I've tried to go through different, or practice different ways of going about it. I'm not really sure if I'm wording any of this correctly, but it's been one thing that's been really bothering me lately, and that's not the biggest issue, but that's like one of the bigger issues IRL for me right now.
Have you been training?
Yeah, I have. I also like to use like streams as a way to up my like practice time, because in real life I don't talk to, there's not many people around me, so there's not many people to talk to. I could just, start talking in the room by myself and then like record it, which I do as well. But streaming also helps me get some practice time in.
Have you recorded your voice, and like, how do you feel about, obviously the clear answer is it's shitty. No one wants to hear their own voice, especially when it comes to voice training, but have you tried that?
Yeah, I do that a lot, especially since I'm trying to get into voice work, which, I don't mind using like my normal, quote unquote normal, like, voice that I'm using now for voice work, because I mean, use what I got, but I end up recording something every other day just to see if there's a tiny little bit of progress or something. I don't know.
If you had one piece of advice for other trans women, what would that advice be?
I think a piece of advice I would give is, oh man, this is a good one. Don't let so many other people determine whether you are the gender that you identify as. That is up to you and you alone. And I just want I just want someone to be comfortable in their own skin, and nobody should tell you, what you can and can't be. So just let you be yourself. I is what I'm trying to get at. I'm not sure if I'm wording it so well, but I think the point is coming across. I'm not sure.
That's coming across well. Naturally, being a trans woman brings troubles, but behind those troubles are ordinary people just trying to live their lives like anybody else. Aria was very pleasant and kind in my interactions. She was patient and ultimately some good company. So if you want to see her streams or her YouTube content at any point, there's a link down below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe and like if you enjoyed, and until next time, I wish you the best.